Mohamed Kudus has come out and obviously confirmed that he's going to leave Ajax. To where? Nobody knows. But wait and see where his destination is going to be. But it's most expected to be London. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and we thank God for the gift of life. And my Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Laufikhum, and we hand you over to Allah that today Juma Karim will obviously go on as planned. And in the mix, we are having something concerning Ancelotti talking about how Madrid have gone ahead to obviously seal their transfers. And lastly, there is a story coming in from Chelsea of Pochetino and how they are going to obviously go on and either hijack the deal of Mohamed Kudus or not. Is their business done or not? I'm going to be here letting you know what that is all about. Now let's see close to 400 likes smash in this video, and let's obviously get into this beautiful story of Mohamed Kudus. By the way, Ludogorets faced Ajax yesterday, and Ajax beat them by 4-0. That was away, where Mohamed Kudus went ahead to score a hat-trick, and his manager was the first to be asked that, has Kudus played his last game for Ajax? He said, I don't know, it looks like it is. Then how badly will you miss him? Then the manager said, asking the question is answering the question. He's one of our key players. Obviously, we all know that Mohamed Kudus is one of the key players of that Ajax side. And if at all you know, he is really one of those few players that had been left at Ajax that Erik ten Hag is going to hate to groom. And it looks like his transfer is imminent and is going to leave the side of Ajax to come to London. Then he was also asked that, and will you sign a replacement for Kudus? He said, yes, we have to strengthen the team on a couple of positions. We still have 7 days left, so it will be a week of hard work. That's what he said. So that is a confirmation that Mohamed Kudus is going to leave the side of Ajax, and even the manager is going to hate to know it and acknowledge it that his deal of Mohamed Kudus is going to happen anytime from now on. And today we might obviously here we go, because it's 90% complete. Now, Mohamed Kudus himself faced the media after scoring a hat-trick, and the following questions were posed to him. This was my first hat-trick for Ajax, but it's not the best game. I had better performances. Then he was asked, was this your last game for Ajax? He said, yes, I think so. But let's see what happens in the next days. The talks are ongoing. We have to see if an agreement is reached in the next days. So he never went ahead to mention the club, but we all know that his move is imminent, and looks like this was his last game for Ajax, and Mohamed Kudus went ahead to obviously throw that into our eyes, because it looks like he's going to call it quits, because it's obviously one of those things that Mohamed Kudus really wants to obviously see him and his team really look at, because when you come from Africa and you go on and put in all those performances, you'd love to see yourself playing for one of the big teams in the Premier League, and him heading to the Premier League is obviously something great. And now, most of you will be asking yourselves, to which London team is he going to? Now, he said the following. He was asked, what can you tell us about West Ham? He said, good club, yeah. How much will you miss Ajax? He said, I answer that when everything is official. That's what Kudus really said. So that means West Ham is the club that is almost in for him, and they've gone ahead to put in what we call the required effort to sign the player of the quality of Mohamed Kudus. And I think he won't spend 2 seasons at West Ham. That is it. He's a very different kind of player, and all what he needed was to get a different level of competition at the club of West Ham. Coming in the Premier League is going to obviously help the likes of Mikel Arteta, Erik ten Hag, Jurgen Klopp, Pochetino, that have been obviously looking at him to see that, is he really that perfect player we needed? You know, and I think if he's to cross side from West Ham to another team, he's going to cost close to 70 or 80 million euros. That is it, almost times 2 the amount of money West Ham is going to pay for him. So Kudus looks like he's going to come to London, and that is West Ham is going to hit to confirm that his departure is imminent from Ajax, and we wish him the best of luck. That is it. So every time I see an African player like Mohamed Kudus cross-hide from Eredivisie to the Premier League, that is something great. And guys, let's also go ahead and obviously give Erik ten Hag the kudos. You know, it was very hard for Premier League teams to go on and sign Eredivisie players because they had a bad record in the Premier League. They couldn't hit the ground running in the Premier League. Apart from the few like Suarez, who else? Few players came from the Eredivisie and really hit the ground running. But when Erik ten Hag came in through, after bringing Lisandro Martinez, Tarell Malacia, and they performed like that, obviously they got to know that now we can trust those players from the Eredivisie. Even Anthony, the season he had was not all that bad, though he never really reached his levels of expectations because of his end product decision. But you saw to it that he's a player that can adapt to the Premier League. That's why you saw to it the likes of Cody Gakpo found it easy to join Liverpool, and you see what Cody Gakpo is doing in there in the Prem, in the team of Liverpool, and very many other players have gone ahead to cross from Eredivisie to come to the Premier League. And I think Edson Alvarez is also going to do wonders, and that's why you see to it that it's now going to become a big market for players. Look at Julian Timber, who got injured at Arsenal. He was really a very good player, but the injuries went ahead to cost him a season at Arsenal. Now, one of the managers that was interested in Mohamed Kudus was Pochetino, and they wanted to hijack this. They remember Arsenal were the first to talk to this young gentleman known as Mohamed Kudus, and obviously he expected them to come in through Brighton, also interested, but their bid was accepted by Ajax, though the player said no to Brighton. Though I think Brighton would have gone ahead to offer him a very good starting point in the Premier League, would have gone ahead to obviously shine better at that club, because De Zerbi has shown us that he's a very good manager when it comes to improving players. Now, what does Pochettino say about the market of Chelsea with Mohamed Kudus coming to London, though not to where Chelsea is? Pochettino on Chelsea's next moments on the market is saying, we need at least one goalkeeper, one offensive player, the correct profile to help. The goalkeeper will be Petrovic. He's completing his 16 million euro move to Chelsea. Work in progress to sign also offensive player. Now, talking of an offensive player, obviously Mohamed Kudus is an offensive player. Do you doubt that? He is an offensive player, that he is doing the job that everyone really appreciates. So you never know. Before you see Mohamed Kudus holding that shirt of West Ham, never say it's done, because Chelsea might come in through and obviously make a bid of 50 million euros and obviously overpower West Ham and sign the player in a nick of time. That's what Pochettino is talking about. He needs one more offensive player, and Mohamed Kudus is one of those on the list of Chelsea. And he is really a kind of player that they need, because he can also play as a false number 9. He can play on the right attacking side of the midfield. He can play on the left attacking side of the midfield. He can play as a central attacking midfielder, all behind the lead striker, that is Nicholas Jackson. So there is a lot for Chelsea that they can get from Mohamed Kudus. His versatility makes him one of the most formidable players to come into the team. So not until you see him hold that shirt, a hijack can happen. That is it. Though everything is 90% loading, 99% loading, 100% loading, but you never know. Something might change and not see this deal coming in through. But Chelsea are looking in for an offensive player. Other players that Chelsea are really looking at have not gone ahead to be mentioned, but in the offensive positions, you never know. They might look in for a striker, because Nkunku is injured. Nicholas Jackson is not finding at the back of the net very well. They might go in for a shocking striker to sign as Chelsea. So that is it. So that is Pochettino. Now let's go to Ancelotti, the manager of Real Madrid, coming out and obviously revealing to us whether Madrid is set to go on and sign players or not. He's telling us that he was asked, Ancelotti, on new signings for Real Madrid. He said, no, I ruled that out 100%. It's over. I discard any new signing before market closes. The squad is closed. That is Carlo Ancelotti calling in for the squad to be closed. That means Mbappe is not coming to the side of Real Madrid. So Real Madrid never even had the money to sign Kylian Mbappe, because if at all they had it, by the time Kylian Mbappe put in a letter that's going to renew his contract, Madrid are going to have to dislodge a very huge bid of like 200 million euros to sign the player. But them having went ahead to obviously sign the guy called Jude Bellingham for close to 130 million euros, that emptied their pockets, because they had a budget of close to 300 million euros, but they went ahead to sign, I think, Adagula. There is a left back, is it called Diaz? And when you look at the wages they are going to give to Jude Bellingham, cannot obviously call in them to go on and sign a player like Kylian Mbappe, because Kylian Mbappe will come in and ask for like 600,000 pounds a week or 700,000 pounds a week, and that is almost huge. So he's calling in for the closure of the transfer window. But remember, they are really looking good, but I think they are 1 or 2 injuries away from obviously dropping it off, and I don't see that squad competing without a striker who is really clinical. When you look at Madrid and how they are playing this season, they are really having a good squad. When you look at the performances of Jude Bellingham, he's a player worth that amount of money. They went ahead and paid for him. So far, he has 3 goals in 2 matches. That is the man of a caliber of Jude Bellingham, and is being played in a system of 4-3-1-2, and is leading the central attacking midfield area. Let me show you a little bit of how Real Madrid lines up. This is the system that Carlo Ancelotti has gone ahead to build and wants it to thrive very well in this moment. Look at Jude Bellingham, right? You look at Bellingham, he's being played as a central attacking midfielder. Now, the reason as to why they are playing with Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. as the front 2 is because they never signed a center forward, and that is one of the things that they are going ahead to obviously need. Look at Pep Guardiola. Amidst him having Kevin De Bruyne, Riyad Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling, this other guy that is playing for that is sent from Aston Villa, Jack Grealish, Rodri, Ika Gundogan, Cancelo. They could score goals from all areas and all positions. They couldn't win the Champions League. But what made them win the Champions League is getting in a number 9. Now, I don't see this side of Madrid competing for the Premier League, if at all for the Champions League, if at all they don't get in the center forward. They need that center forward in as soon as yesterday. Because if they don't get one in, they're going to find themselves in a very tough situation this season. So guys, your thoughts on Kudus confirming his Ajax departure are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Pochetino confirming that they need another offensive player? Could it be a hijack of Mohamed Kudus because they've gone ahead to show interest in him? And lastly, do you think Madrid can go ahead and obviously lift the Champions League and the La Liga without having a center forward that is really formidable and credible as far as Karim Benzema was concerned, and left that club and left that position hanging? All that and more into the comment section below. I sign out for now. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum.